I didn't see it. I was yeah. Okay. I didn't send for about that.
But you have to enter it.
It's not tucked in yet. So
right.
And no code.
No. Once you do that, it asks for a code. Right.
All right. Well, they were having a hard time using all the host sites last night, so I was like, I wonder if someone hijacked them.
No. Once you do that, it asks for your code because it's different than everyone else's.
The public gets this code.
No, but after I entered this code, it said if you were the host, press star now.
Yeah, but
I think, well,
I don't know why we're
if someone has nothing better to do but hijack one of our meetings,
do we not have the budget for Zoom?
cool.
I think it's Michelle's snoring to set all that up, and I don't know.
We had WebEx for the
yeah, we did have WebEx.
Yeah.
Which was just as bad.
Right. There's nothing like in person, but sometimes you can't.
There you go.
Okay.
I didn't hear from anyone.
I guess BJ's not here.
BJ is not here, but
Can't wait till the downstairs.
actually, maybe he may have emailed me over the weekend, but I didn't see
He
it.
did circulate an email. I didn't try to
did
see
not
exactly
get
who it was copied to, but he asked me to sit in his place.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
Three of us are happy with you.
I talked to BJ.
Okay,
Okay,
I,
great.
did, honestly, I didn't look closely at who it was sent to, so,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay,
BJ yesterday, and he wasn't going to be here.
well, let us dive right in. A ton of stuff. So, I will call tonight's meeting to order at 7:03. And everyone should have gotten the minutes last week. We did. Hopefully you've had a chance to review those. I'll give everyone a minute. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from January 18th.
Say that first. Okay.
Yeah, I'll entertain the motion.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. First thing is, let's keep Catherine for BJ.
Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Yep. Is there a second?
Second.
Great. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Excellent. Motion carries. So approval of the minutes for January 18th. We'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from January 18th.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from January 18th.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion, comments, revisions?
Since I am BJ tonight, I thought it was only fitting that I need to have on page 4, under the town meeting agenda items, number 5, it's still listed as that the town meeting was set to approve the $115,000 money for the additional COVID tests. And my recollection in my notes was that we had at this meeting already known that we were taking that off of the town meeting since it was no longer needed. And the town meeting that's since happened, it was not.
Still published in the paper, so it had to be there.
Oh, okay, that was just the agenda, so then maybe.
They announced at the meeting that it was withdrawn. It had to be advertised.
I guess then just in our meeting minutes, I feel like it should be at least noted that we already knew at the meeting that it was going to be withdrawn. We did discuss that here, that it was going to be withdrawn. So it may have been part of the agenda, but just to have it noted that we were planning on having that item withdrawn from the town meeting.
Yeah, maybe under number 5, page 4 at the bottom there.
Yep.
Mr. Griswold noted
That it was no longer given the...
that item would likely be withdrawn at the town meeting.
Yep.
Is that good, Michelle?
Thank you.
Cool. All right. Any other discussion or comments?
If we're editing anyways on page 5, number 3, there are 2 things.
I think so. All right.
Yep.
Any other changes or cleanup? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes from January 18th, 2022, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Ed here, huh?
Yeah, Don is going to be here a little bit later. He's got a basketball game, so I'd recommend we go with Ed, and then we take the budget time.
Okay. So, motion to move up Public Works on the agenda. Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Okay, Ed, in case we have questions, we may call you. Pardon? We're gonna do you first, but,
Gotta have cheaters.
steamed up cheaters.
Steamed up cheaters.
Take a break here and there, right?
All right. I met with Matt and BJ.
Yep.
They recommended $5,000 out of the engineer account and $5,000 out of, to add, take another 5 out of sand, which I had no problem with. After thinking about it, I have a suggestion to the board that the $20,000 for the engineer, I feel should be put in a separate line item like the building expenses are if something needs something. Because what's happening now is every year, you can see we don't spend anything, and every year we're taxing the taxpayers 20 grand for money we're not using.
Okay.
So my recommendation is that comes out, goes in a separate fund, it gives the board more control, and as you use it, then you come back and put more in it. So I'd like to... Huh? The building department, or like the money for the building, if there's something goes wrong in a building, put it in something like that.
Capital.
That would go on, I would say, go on in the collecting fund, because you have the town hall department, but only stuff the town hall kind of is in there, not.
Building fund is broader though, isn't it? Or is that
Well,
just?
that's not what he's talking about. You're not talking about the building fund for, he's not talking about the building improvement fund.
Oh,
He's talking about the department, right?
No, I was talking about, like, you have the money, if something goes bad in the building, they come to the board and and you can take the money out of it to fix it. Like,
So it is building improvement.
I mean, because it just seems, I mean, this has been in there for over 15 years that I know of, and every year you can see is, you don't use it, and you tax there's 20 grand again.
Well, maybe we should reduce it then. if
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
not
there's a
using it.
9,700
Yep,
year, there's a
38.
28,000 year,
I just,
15,000.
I just think it should
Was
be
it that
put,
18-19 year where 28,000 was spent, that,
yeah, 18, 19, but then look at it after that, 9,000, 3,000.
so what do you usually use it
BJ and I had
for?
recommended 15K for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Reduce it by 5,000.
Yeah.
This is usually only used if the town gets some type of thing they're gonna do. I mean, we just did the sidewalks on Lime Street, and this money didn't even come out for that. We budgeted it separate
As a project
as a project. So I mean,
Nicole?
Well, you do use some because you have the testing, the MS4 testing, the water, and what else does he make you test? So we do have engineers who come out annually, at least annually. I'm not sure if it's quarterly.
well, maybe, but I haven't seen them.
Well, it sounds like you and Matt are on the same page about the 5,000, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure that we should tax them even for 20, just 15.
So just reduce it for,
Because
You
if you
use
do
it
an
to
average.
buy, I mean, I just didn't know if that was something to take out and put somewhere else, so.
yeah, no, appreciate the thought. For this year, let's keep it at 15, let's see where it
All
comes.
right, that's fine.
Next year, we
I
can.
don't have a problem.
Yeah.
So we're making it 15 from the 20? Am I right on?
15 from the 20 for engineering. And then what was the other 5,000?
A lot of sand, winter sand.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mike,
three
It's another
quarters of the way down.
$20,000 line,
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
DW Road.
way down here.
I mean, I explained to them that we haven't had any real hard winters, but we all know that that's gonna get paid for no matter
And what's the
what.
cost of sand since London?
Well, the last load I bought was $30 a yard.
Compared to
It
what?
used to be $16.75.
So it's almost double.
But I am looking at a new contractor S&S contractor that's up the road that has contacted me. He's right on Hatchet Hill Road. I am gonna get a price from him, and I'm assuming he's gonna beat that price. Because I haven't ordered any sand this year, because as I explained to Matt, is at the end of the year, I fill my sand and my salt shed to the max. So at the beginning of the next winter, we're not crippling the budget, and then we have a bad winter and we're in the red.
So I have a question. How does the vehicle up and down?
Yeah.
Fill it and then.
The next year will be a light year.
But when he fills it again.
I mean, right now, we got room for 300 ton of salt and another, well, at least 20 triaxle loads of sand, so
It sounds like a lot, but is it?
not a lot.
Okay, so it's not a,
But the years you really do that fill, you are getting right up at that 15,000.
Right, when I fill it, it'll be close.
And prices have come up from that,
Price is outrageous. That's why I'm gonna talk
So we
to
could be-
the contractor that's on, I haven't got a hold of him yet. And if he can't beat it, I'm gonna stay with who I have, but if he beats it, I'm gonna go there.
right. When would you order? Typically?
I'm holding off now, watching the weather. It'll be ordered, February. I'll order at the end of February, definitely, unless we have.
Still in the winter season.
Right.
It's not like heating oil.
No.
Yeah.
It'll be gone by the end of February. I'll order it, the salt and everything, but I'm just watching the weather and we'll just keep pushing it, use what we have and then we'll fill it.
Jude?
I'm looking at the salt a few lines above it though. We're getting close on that. We're up at 23, right? Out of
That was
20.
last year.
Okay, so this
We
year,
haven't spent any yet.
we haven't spent anything?
That's where
Okay.
the 300 ton's gonna go.
Okay, great. Just to clarify. Thank you.
So-
Thank you for so damn long.
Ed and Matt,
Yep.
are you good reducing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little roll of the bones, right? You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, hopefully, if it does, if there's enough, maybe something in there that we can cover like we try to do.
I don't know, I look at the history, and there have been the last few winters have been mild. And you look back, you look back in the back years, and we were spending $18,000, and the cost of each ton was a lot less. I'd be concerned about reducing that, I think if we reduce it, we're gonna get hit next winter. Our best policy against getting a lot of snow is to,
I'm totally fine with 20K, yeah.
Okay.
Leave it?
I think, I don't
I
know,
mean,
we're due.
yeah.
we're due.
In 2021, we were right at 15.
And it's great if
That's
we
not
can
that
fill the shed up.
long ago.
I'm sorry.
No, that wasn't,
All right, so let's
Yeah.
keep that at 20, because we do have a lot to get through. So if we keep that at 20, we're in agreement, everyone?
Cut, want to 15.
And then overall, anything else to bring to our
There was
attention?
only one other change. We were gonna bring, line 3, the medical, I think it's medical testing up to 2K from 1.5.
Where is that?
It's the third from the bottom.
Oh,
I mean, it's $500.
There it is.
I mean, I went up on tree removal because they've gone, and we're getting hit hard with trees.
Yeah.
And I'm having Eversource has done us a big favor with why I work with them. They've taken down a lot of trees. They're doing it now where I met with Sue, the lady from Eversource, and they're going down now, and I got them where anything that's laying over the road and heading for the wires, they're taking out on the other side of the road. So they're working very well with it.
All right, so 1,500 to 2,000, up to 2,000 for drug and medical testing, right? The number that I have starting with is 909,577. Is that the same as what you guys had?
yep.
So if we take out 5,000, that's 904, and then add 500, that's
90577.
90577.
Does that include random testing for drivers? Do you do random testing?
What, for alcohol? That comes through the alcohol, that's what that includes. is they get picked out of the hat and
Yep.
Okay. I've got 905, 077.
Motion for that. Second, I'll second.
Garvin? Yep. Mr. Russell, seconding. Any discussion, further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Great. All right. Nicole?
Also talk about recycling and transfer station knowledge.
Good. Anyone want to, can somebody make a motion to move recycling and transfer station up?
I'll make a motion.
Second, any discussion? Move to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, good.
Okay, recycling is cut and dry, the, recycled oil and we gotta go up on. Of course, we have no disposal. And the refuse go. Huh? Recycling.
We're on recycling right now.
Who are you? Who's on first?
Yeah. Are we doing any recycling actually, or is it all just going landfill / now it's like a bar?
It's all getting shipped out.
Yeah. All right.
That item and trash is gonna be scary, the way it keeps going up.
Yeah.
Is that 20,000 too high, given the history?
What's that, recycling?
I believe, yeah.
Recycling all items.
Recycling all items,
And who
you
pays our
know,
recycling?
huh?
Who pays our recycling and?
Yeah, Willie Waste.
I mean, we didn't exceed 5,000 in 3 years, so.
Did they change the way you were billing us, correct? And
Yeah,
that's why it went down so much.
yeah, it went down because of the, why did that go down?
That's not the CWPM recycling, I don't think, is it?
Yeah, CWPM is taking our recycling, not Willie Waste, and it went down because it's I think other than what the taxpayers bring in, Willie Waste takes that. All our other recycling is going to Deep River, I believe, at no charge. That's why it dropped. So it dropped our pulling fees less than half.
Because people are just bringing it.
We take strictly tax homeowners recycling now down there. So that's why you see that big drop, because we no longer have the fee for all the pulls and the tonnage. It's all going to Deep River.
So, Ed, do you think we should drop that?
Recycling is so scary. I don't know. All you hear is bad news about garbage. Like, you think so? She sees the numbers more than I do coming in.
What's the cost of, how can costs go up?
Yeah, this fiscal year, is there a big risk that is going to go
It will go up fivefold.
What, pardon me?
Is there a risk that in the next year it's going to go up fivefold from last year?
No, I don't believe so.
So 15 grand?
Sure.
So that's, anything else? Draw our attention to? Yeah. All right, so I'm at 25,700 then. Is that right?
I'll make a motion for that, recycling.
Andy, there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Great.
No, I've been starting to say no, and I was like...
No random syllables.
Recycling to 35, or 25.7 instead of, it was recycling all items.
All right, transfer station.
This one there, actually a number that I put in, an high increase. It's based on the numbers you've seen for the money they credit.
Contracted services?
Yeah.
Well, you had 2021, it was 32 grand, so, or 131 grand, that's 132 grand, so.
Nicole, there's income against that, isn't there? That if there's more coming in, the income should offset expense?
We thought that a lot of the increase was due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
Staying at home.
Cleaning out.
Houses,
Yep.
people buying, it might level off,
Yep.
I don't know.
Some of this includes chipping the brush and stuff, and it used to be you could get the chips taken away for free, now you have to pay just about as much as it costs to chip them, so I think
We were priced that it was gonna cost us $8.50 a yard to get rid of it. When we got the bill, someone had a big heart and only charged us $5.50. It costs now as much, if not more, to get rid of those chips because there's no market for them and it doesn't grind them. And nobody wants them because there's no market for them anymore. He used to take them for nothing. So that's a big, oops. And nobody's got any answers, just stick it to the small little towns and let them figure it out.
We got a lot of line items for that.
Bad.
All right, so no changes to the 269,307 is the bottom line that I get. I'll entertain a motion for a transfer station for $269,307.
Thank you.
Jude, is there a second?
I'll second.
Great. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Hey, it's Catherine.
Okay, motion carries. Great. What else we got? Ed, anything, household waste?
We want to, I'd like to go to roads, explain something on the roads are here. We have one road that was added, Hatchet Hill on improved section.
We've got, that's under capital. So, yeah, so we'll talk about that in a few weeks, yeah.
Okay. I get to see you again.
Right, you get a break?
Roads.
You get to come back?
We can spend a week here on roads.
We sure
One by one.
I just did the price. I just did the price for 23, 24 for McCurdy Road because it's not going. It's just gone. That's cold. It's gonna have to be done.
Yeah.
So I'll have that for 23, 24.
Is the new house on McCurdy Road complaining?
Not yet, but boy, there was some crazy.
Is that the one where no one's living in it yet?
There's a couple on, aren't there?
Yeah, there's two, yeah, exactly.
I wanna wait until the guy builds behind him and they gotta drive by his house and get their house.
Yeah.
Both of them.
It's kind of an eyesore.
I
It's
know
a
the
nice house,
family that
but the
owns
driveway
that
goes
property
to the
at-
back lot.
Yeah,
And there
yeah,
isn't much room between the drive and the driveway.
yeah.
I think
Anyway.
personally, they could have
Yeah,
left a tree or two.
I think 3 years, yeah.
He parks the car facing his garage door, the guy can't get to his house in the back.
I wonder if it can be garage door like out, like it almost has no fence or something. It's wonky.
All right, so sticking on this page, Ed, thank you very much.
Okay.
I think the other stuff is for fun through,
Sounds
so.
good.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your help.
Have a good night, guys.
So we've got sanitation.
Sanitation is really the last year of a 4-year contract,
So
the 568.
$568, $218. Well, we'll take it together for municipal refuse. So we've got, and, wait, what is the single stream? Wait a minute, municipal refuse collection. And then single stream is zeroed out.
That's a zero.
But then we got Mira separately.
Yeah, Mira is the story.
Correct.
Is it a long story or no? We got Don here too. We can...
Well, the towns have to make a decision to stay with Mira.
Yep.
Right.
Or not. If we stay with Mira, it's $116 per ton. And I think, Nicole, do you have an accurate count? Because we've been using 3,300 tons, but the math doesn't work right. It's got to be less. So.
I thought that was the average. It sounds like the average.
What's that?
It sounds like the average, 3,300 tons?
Yeah, I think your number's probably pretty good. It's even higher than, I think, you look at our actual this year, or you look at the full year last year, it's like 260. So.
I have it up there.
Yeah. So the 350 would be safe. And of course, you've heard a story that Mira is likely to be going to trucking this stuff out of state. But the $116 a ton up from 105 takes all that into account. They may well run the plant longer than June 30th, which was when it's supposed to be closed. So it's great turmoil, and they're going to be having some member conversations, and this package is trying to get the member towns to sign up because they need 80% of the tonnage to make this thing work. So if a lot of people leave saying we can do better elsewhere, that makes it difficult for the Mira to operate because they need to line up truckers and transfer station operators. I spoke to Tom Kirk, who's the president, and the Essex transfer station would still service the towns down here if everybody stuck with it. And likely that material would go to Lisbon or Preston to be burned as opposed to be trucked out of state. I guess they may have some capacity because, the Essex transfer station isn't that much volume compared to the Hartford. So by sometime in March, we're going to have to make a decision to either stay with them. Now they will have, they do have a forecast. It would go from 116 to 124, 131, 136, just out and out years. So if the price exceeded those benchmarks, the towns would have the ability to get out. Otherwise, the opt-out is waived and you have to stick with it. So you do get an escape valve. So, these are anywhere from $5 to $8 increases. So
11 this year, though, right?
Yeah, and part of it, there's a reason for some of that.
But the 350, the assumption is we go with Mira. The other option is, if the decision hasn't been made yet, and it's made in March, it would be to go with another alternative that would likely be less. So 350 is probably a good number for us.
Yeah, I think so, because I got a call from CWPM, who actually will be the operator of the Essex transfer station, if that happens.
Interesting.
And I'm not sure, because they say, we'd like to talk to you. So it would be a little weird if they're going to say, bring your stuff here, and we're going to continue to operate the Mira thing without you being part of it. I mean,
yeah.
But anyway, I think that's a good number, and if we find something in the next 2 or 3 weeks that radically changes, we could come back and amend. But for now, I think that's more than enough.
So combined for municipal refuse collection, I've got 918, 218. Mm-hmm. I'll entertain a motion for that number. Garvin, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor for municipal refuse collection, 918, 218, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Great, thank you. Motion carries. All right, so that is sanitation and Mira as well.
Do that last part.
Hazardous waste.
Household hazardous waste.
Yeah, finish the page out. Anything funky there?
With actually,
It was up pretty significantly.
the HHW, it's really COG now, CREP is long gone. But, so the Council of Governments operates the collection of hazardous waste. Currently, we take our stuff to Essex, near the landfill over there, transfer station. That property we want to get out of because, number one, we repaired, it's not much, but, you know, it's a little building, but the roof is no good and all that. The worst thing, though, is that the insurance for possible contamination due to spills and stuff, which, you know, it's run by these professionals, so it's never happened, went from 1,000 to 18,000. So we had a conversation with Mr. Needleman, who it's his Essex property. We said we want to leave because the deal's over, and it creates a traffic mess on 154 and the Valley Railroad and all that. So we were going to have to pay this insurance going into the future. So we said, well, let's get a phase 2, and we'll test it, and if it's clear, we're done. And so I don't think he really wants to know what's in the ground because you have calamari and you have the old landfill. So I think the thought is a phase 1 might be adequate and we'll leave. And in its place, there would be, for the COG towns, which would include the Middletown Cromwell area as well as down here, 7 collections. We would have collections down here, probably 4 of them and 3 up north. And you could go to whichever one you wanted to go. And so we think the CREPA fee, exclusive of the actual volume of what our residents bring in a way of hazardous material, I think $6,700 is what has been discussed, which is close to 7,000. And then it would be probably a similar activity, because if an O-line car shows up, it's whatever our citizens bring to wherever the collection is, the aggregate of all that. So probably, I think last year it was more like 13,000 year to date, and all the collection stuff is done, so that's kind of an absolute number. So 16 might be high. Probably the number of collections might be slightly less as well. So, you know, probably 6,700 and 13,000 would be, 13 or 14,000 would be enough. There's also what's known as a slam fee. So if a town had a resident who brought in a boatload of stuff, there's a fund that has a formula. So if the typical collection were $2,000 for towns, but we had $5,000 in one session, this fund at the end of the line we would draw from the fund and give it some help on that. So I would say, you know, in the aggregate, maybe probably 20,000 would do it.
So from the 23 up to 27, 16,000 to 20,000, is that what you're saying?
No,
He's going the other-
20,000 total.
16 down to
I'd
13.
I'd say maybe 6,700 and 13,300 or something like that to get the money.
Dave, I have a question. But aren't we already over what we budgeted for 21, 22?
Yes.
So why are we going to reduce that? And last year, it looks like we were over as well. And so it was 13,200.
Well, the season's done. There's no more to be done.
There isn't? It's finished for the year?
There's usually one in May.
Yeah, we usually do one in the spring. Maybe 14 instead of
Yeah, maybe.
16?
So 21 grand?
I would feel more comfortable with that.
Somebody want to make a motion?
What's the split?
7 and 14?
7 and 14.
I'll make that motion.
For 21,000. Is there a second?
I will second it.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. All right, motion carries. Thank you. That's great. Good stuff. Park and Rec.
Is youth council
Thank you.
Already related.
Okay. But, yeah, I got one.
So, John, just so we're looking at the bottom, the total for Park and Rec. I got for a budget request at 523,759. All the way to the bottom.
Yes,
Yellow.
759, yes.
Okay, good. All right, one at a time there. Park and Rec increase from 305,197 budget for this year to 349,149. Big chunk of that's in part-time wages.
We got,
So,
any, got questions here?
do you want us to kind of talk through it, Dave? or-
Yeah, if you could. Hit the highlights of the big changes.
So I think the big change is the second line, the wages part-time, obviously, the 31,741. That's for essentially Don's assistant. Don, do you want to just give the group kind of an overview of what that
Okay.
was?
Did people receive email stuff that I sent out, or Nicole sent out today?
I did. I did.
Okay, all right. Well, the Parks and Rec Commission has been discussing this for quite a while and has come up unanimous decision that they felt it was time to have an assistant Parks and Rec director. It was discussed at some meetings. It was discussed at a selectmen's meeting. The selectmen have voted for the need and approved to send it to the Board of Finance for approval. I have a person in mind who, if you read all the stuff here, in my opinion, it's a no-brainer of what she can do. Right off the bat, she could help me, well, you can read it here. The biggest thing that we're going to get started first, if it gets approved, is the online registration stuff for program money, which we don't do now. There's a cost to that. We've been looking around a little bit. She has some estimates here. I think I can currently get that money out of our current program money, so I don't see that as an issue. Another thing that she wants to get into is sponsorships, as it's listed here. And then there's a listing of potential programs that we could expand or enhance that we already do. And then she listed some stuff at Stonington, where she works now, that she has already been involved with. I think her community connections to everybody are superb. I think she has the ear of the audience, both young and older, and I think it's the perfect time to do that. The COVID situations that we've been in the last couple of years has curtailed some of our activities, and speaking like this past fall, we got back into our Parks and, as it was an example, we got back into our Parks and Rec soccer program after being a year off, and there was 218 kids involved in it, and through the 25 plus years I've been doing this, I've never seen so many people happy to be outside and be playing soccer again.
Of course.
And it was just nice. And we're seeing the same thing. We started our basketball program, and we're indoors. I think there's some hesitancy to get back indoors, but there's still people are coming up to me all the time saying, hey, this is great. I'm glad we're doing stuff again. And I think it's the right time to expand on all that. And in my opinion, I have a perfect candidate to do that. If anybody has any questions about this, feel free. Yeah.
First of all, I know Winnie and I knew her dad. I think she's a perfect candidate. I just want to preface that. I have a concern about adding personnel and not making it public, i.e. posting it somehow that we give everyone in the community an opportunity if and when we do approve the money for the position. That's my only thought on it.
When would they start? We're talking budgeting now.
Right. Well, there's money, there's funds available right now to finish out this current budget to bring her on by the 1st of March.
Okay.
So that's covered for sure.
Okay.
We wanted to get started earlier, but we didn't, so there's funds for that for sure.
Okay.
I don't disagree with your comment.
Mm-hmm.
I was under the impression that we didn't have to do that.
That we don't or do?
Do not. I don't know the rules, but that's what I was.
I think it's been very loose
Yeah.
within the town of Old Lyme,
Yeah.
and I think we've reached the point that maybe it should not be quite so loose. It doesn't mean she wouldn't have the endorsement of everyone, but I think we're going to run into an issue where people are hiring new positions into replacements, and it becomes, well, how did that person get the job? And why didn't I know about it? Or why are we adding to payroll and I didn't even know there was a position available? So that I'm just trying to protect the process. Again, I think she's the ideal candidate.
I'm not disagreeing with your comment.
And I think we're leaving ourselves wide open going forward to continue a policy where there is no policy.
Well, that's the real
I don't
problem.
either disagree, and I think it's something that we should look at. I personally feel like in this situation, given that we're coming into spring activities and summer activities, and that she is such a qualified candidate that you've worked with before, that maybe taking this opportunity and also making it a priority for the next position,
Or
taking this
maybe
in face
making it a subcontract position until it becomes a regular new hire position. We face this all the time. It's tax collection season, and we need somebody in the tax collector's office, things like that. We've known these things are coming. We need to establish how we're going to hire people.
Yeah.
Period.
I think from Board of Finance perspective, we've got a budget.
Yep.
So if we can, and leaving the management in the hands of the Board of Selectmen with that observation is the right thing for us to do tonight. Yeah.
I guess I should state my case at a Board of Selectmen meeting then. Okay.
I think you just did.
I hope well, I don't know if it's documented or on record. I've been suggesting this for over a year.
Yeah.
And we haven't made any changes, as far as I can tell, or any progress in that department. Excuse me? Yeah, but you guys have been included on a lot of these discussions before you ran, or witnessed to, so we're not starting at ground zero.
Again, your point is well taken, and I think the town should have some written policies, not just on this, but a lot of stuff. But that's for another day. But this situation, echoing Catherine's concerns or comments, there's money in the budget to make it happen. It's an ideal situation. Try to go with it and then fix the problem.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I would hate to see this opportunity go away.
Well, numbers-wise, any other?
I guess related to that, there is a salary study out there. Is that finished?
We're going to get that in just a little bit, because we're going to go back to everything we tabled from.
Well, we've gotten a report, but it needs some more looking at.
Yeah, because you just got it, so.
So can we pass a position and a hire without having the input from that study?
Well, I think if I'm correct, Nicole, we used the previous study as a guide.
I did the previous study, and what I did, because I had no idea where this person would go, I know that person back him up if he's on a 2-week vacation or something like that. I looked at other departments that had assistants, like the assistant clerk.
Yep.
I thought there was another one, and their salary was usually like half of the, so that's what I did, I put half of where he is, so this is, and I went with that.
I understand.
Because I had no other way to
Yeah, so,
do it. So, and I was just asked to provide an estimate. It might be subject to change based on the salary.
Yeah.
The salary thing, I'm not sure. But
again,
all
which
of
is,
us should be-
yeah, everything could be subject to change, so.
This should be funded by ARPA money though, if we're, because there's a big discussion.
No.
No,
new initiative.
The funding issue, which is mostly.
That's not, your idea, yeah.
Andy?
The only other concern I would have, we approved this as a Board of Finance, but this budget does not get approved until May by the townspeople.
Mm-hmm.
All the years I've been here, the town budget has never been turned down. But if it did get turned down for some reason, and we have to go back and revisit this, there's no guarantee that something from the budget we approved doesn't get taken out. Not to say it would be
I understand.
disposition.
Unlikely,
It's
but.
unlikely, but
could
this is not final. We can approve it all we want. It's not final until the taxpayers approve it
Understand?
at town meeting, as you know, because you've been.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to ask one question. Do we have like a job description of what we want her to do? I mean, it sounds like,
Yeah, so I took my job description that I was given and I just modified it. To answer your question, yes.
Okay.
I don't have it with me here, but
That's okay.
yes.
Okay.
We did that.
Within our handbook, do we have your job description?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I took my job description, modified it as an assistant. would.
Okay.
Just for a starting point, because we had nothing.
I'm sure you threw out like a few wish items in there, like the things that you really want her to do, right?
Yeah.
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 All right, any other comments on this line item? Or
you talk about software.
Yeah.
Where's that in the budget?
Under programs, we can get that money out of programs.
Okay, and actually, will that be, if this is approved, will that be purchased like now, so it can be put into place?
We would like to do that, yeah, so we can get
Money in this current year budget?
Yes.
Yes. I know you said the revenue.
Yes. We'd like to, something like that. We'd like to get that up and running before we start the heavy sign-ups of summer programs.
I'm sure everyone can pay online.
I don't have to handle bad checks.
I'm sure.
Don? We had a couple other.
Oh, go ahead, you might get to it anyway.
No, Catherine and I had a couple other recommendations, I think, for the budget, working with Don. One is the Parks and Rec's wages seasonal decrease from 136,204 to 125,000, like the third line down. And that's based on what we've used in the past.
Including the minimum wage going up?
Yeah, we're not even.
Yeah, we should be okay with that, I think.
Yeah.
We're not even close in the past year.
We could, yeah.
I mean, 21, 22, that's COVID related.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even if you go further back.
As Don explained it to us, if I may, is that very often he budgets it for what he would like to have, ideally coverage for the whole summer, but
Well,
then there's some rainy weeks, or a lot of the college lifeguards go back before the end of August, and we don't have all the beaches covered, and he doesn't have someone to pay to cover the
Right.
places as much as he'd like to.
Scheduled for the whole summer. You know, worst case, not worst case, but you know, in the full case scenario.
Right.
And then go from there. And it's very much weather related at the beginning of the year. If it's crummy May.
Lousy weekends, you don't need
If
people,
it's really sunny, we might start a little earlier, type of thing.
which is this year's budget.
Right, and college, everybody knows who got somebody going to college, they take off earlier, and it doesn't suit my schedule in the summer.
No.
So taking the 136,204 down to 125, right?
Correct.
Any other,
Catherine keenly noticed the geese.
$9,900.
Remove that, but we have on lack of effectiveness.
The geese actually know her car, and when she pulls in, they go into the water, and as soon as she leaves, they come right back out.
They're trained.
They are.
Yeah. And the kayak, I know she's tried the kayak and everything else.
I have one comment. I'm not disputing the fact that it's not a very effective method at all. And I think a lot of times it's just like, what are we doing this for? The only problem I had with it is when we didn't do it for a while, people complained, why aren't you doing something? And the answer was that the first select woman told me to stop it. That was the answer. But they didn't like that. But that's what it was. So we put it back in the budget. And that's the only complaint you're going to get.
You can throw me
Well, now the answer is, this lady's car. We decided not to spend $10,000.
Right.
Does she addle?
Camouflage her car, I guess. I don't know.
Does she addle the eggs?
No, she will not do that. This one will not do that.
that was our old one.
Yeah, our old one used to do that.
Yeah, she will not do that.
It's just shoe.
Yeah.
With her dog.
Yeah.
Add that to Eddie's line? Adeline?
What's that?
What's that?
Ed? Adante?
You'd be better off letting people walk their dogs around there when there aren't kids there.
You need some kind of license. I don't know if it's a federal license or not.
Something like that.
Yeah. But she doesn't want to do that. She will refuse to do that. She has refused to do that.
The geese are trained.
All right. So with that, 136,204 going to 125, and then the reduction,
I was just curious, White Sand Beach, contracted service is 6,000 when looking back at, there's hardly any spending on that line. What's that for?
That's the line that I put in for reimbursement, they come to us for reimbursement, like they want half of repairs or something.
The pumps and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, the pump maintenance.
Yeah.
That keeps getting clogged with
That's
sand.
full of sand now.
Yeah.
We have to vote on it.
yeah.
I'm sure they're going to be coming to us.
Yeah, they will.
It's been a little while coming.
It's just to have a line item, right? To put it,
And you can
that's
make
it.
it be whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah.
What about, is the internet new then? That's another one. That'll
Actually,
be
the
a new
security
item.
cameras.
Yeah, that's for cameras and stuff, and that's Phil Parchick's numbers and estimates.
And then the electricity's historically it's been pretty minimal, except for way back, but.
Okay, anything else? I've got just those two items right now for adjustment. Those two items are a reduction of 9,900 and then 11,204. I get from 349,149 to 328,045. Somebody have a,
I'll make a motion for 328,045 for Parks and Rec.
I'll second.
I got 328,045.
That's what I got.
Should we do it one more time?
Do we have a contract where it's contracted services with the Goose Lady?
No. No. There's a phone call.
I know there's a local golf course, there's a window where certain people can get a, it's not in Old Lyme, a permit to shoot geese.
Really?
Yeah. And it's the month of January. And they find that quite effective.
You'll have every homeowner there.
I think it's a little more populated than Rogers Lake.
It's not a golf course.
328,045?
Yep.
Okay. That's the motion. Any other discussion? There are none. Move for a vote. All those in favor for 328,045 for Park and Rec, say aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain. One abstention. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. Townwood Park.
I think the only sort of amendment that we recommended was, once again, the contracted goose service about halfway down. It's 5,000. Reduce that to 0.
That's just contracted? It says TWP contracted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the 005 at the end?
It's the 006 contract at 5,000.
That's goose?
Yeah, it's goose control.
Who's non-control?
Right.
They're very controlled.
They have to have someplace to go now that the field behind the school's turf.
Right. They can't eat that.
Can't eat
Golf
that.
McCurdy Field, up over to the country club.
All right, any other observations or changes?
Is the supply line gonna be okay? Or, I think it's supply line, some serious numbers.
Field supplies, the top one.
Well, supplies.
Year to date, we've already spent 24.
4,
And
18.
That's because when we were purchasing, Dan Jones of Jones Landscape, who takes care of for us, was purchasing seed and stuff in the fall. He was informed at that time, because he called me up immediately and said, you're not going to be able to get seed and stuff in the springtime, most likely. So he says, what should we do? I said, well, if they've got it there now, buy it, and it's stored at his place. So we have it.
That's why we're open.
I mean, who knows if that was going to pan out like that, but it appeared to be at the time, because everything else you couldn't, there was so many other things you couldn't get either at the same time.
Plus the prices went up as well, right?
Yes.
On the seeds and the fertilizer.
So we
Yeah.
potentially may not have to get as much this year.
Right.
Okay.
It was a gamble at the time, what should we do? And
Yeah, but that seed that'll be used this spring and fall?
yes,
So what about, then that's gone during
Right,
this budget
and that's-
year?
Right.
They'll buy spring.
But is 15,000 going to be enough?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Even with
For spring of 2023.
Right.
I think so, yes. Unless something odd happens again.
happens in the fall that you buy
Right.
in the fall this year,
Right.
this budget year.
Right.
It's all wet and germinated right now.
Yeah, it's the same thing, like, give it a good warm week.
surrounded by country.
Grow.
Yeah, exactly, the end.
Ed's got to mow his shop.
All right. So 149,610 less 5,000, 144,610. Any other suggested changes or anything? All right, so I'll entertain a motion for that, 144,610.
Irvin.
Marvin, is there a second?
A second?
Catherine? Any further discussion? Move to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Abstention? Bird lady abstentions? Okay. Thank you. That motion carries. Then we got two little guys there. Fireworks and Memorial Day.
So as you remember, we didn't budget any for this year because we carried over from the year before because they got canceled.
Right.
So I've added them back in. No one else is really.
We don't know if we can have fireworks over a plastic field.
I'm going to say you can't.
Probably not a good idea.
Yep. The new bleachers.
We have fireworks over the plastic field.
We're going to blow them off at your house.
That'd be a nice location.
Yeah, Garvin was.
Garvin's got a beach.
I've already signed up.
And if they
Move
do,
it.
then let's give him,
To HNB.
right, both. You're the central fireworks in town anyway, with the most.
Yeah, whether it's legal or not.
Let's give you.
Can you bring the mortar, Tim?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Any thoughts?
I think we should leave the money in. I mean,
Entertain a motion.
considering things are opening up, we're spending money on Park and Rec, people are getting
But
outside.
seriously,
But can we have them someplace other than the?
no,
We can't? Then I guess
Where?
no.
you can't have it at High Hopes.
Well, let's get Regional District 18 to figure out where to put it.
Unless you can put some material over the field, I mean, that crap is gonna get singed.
Well,
Sound you.
Why don't we wait on this and we'll try.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll tape, I mean.
I think we can leave the
parade money in there.
Memorial Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do them both
Yeah, we'll do them.
for Memorial Day.
Okay.
Okay.
How about you reverse it and you shoot the fireworks off from the field between the high school and the middle school and everybody goes sits on the plastic field?
Right,
There's a certain
too close,
proximity to the building.
right.
They want a new building, don't they?
One way to get it. Yeah.
3 new buildings.
We can run it as new and get
Yeah, we get the solar panels up there.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen across the street.
No.
All right, Don, I think we're good. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
Appreciate it.
Good luck, Don.
Thank you.
All right. Debt service,
Did we vote on the? We didn't vote on,
we tabled fireworks and memorial.
okay.
Debt service. Yep. So I'll entertain a motion for 454,803. Is there a second? Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Very good. Okay.
That was easy.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Other public safety.
Dave and I are still going through the emergency management and fire marshal positions, so it would please the court to do that next week.
All three of those?
No, I can do fire protection.
That's hydrants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you sent out today.
Right.
Excuse me? It's on page 3, thank you.
Is, page
205?
205.
Yeah, that's
205, page 3.
Okay.
This is one of those that takes what you get, right?
No, actually, you'll remember.
Yeah.
We got it today. Oh, great.
Thank you.
But we did a lot of replacement of small water mains with larger water mains in West Sand Beach.
Yep.
And both sides of 156, not West Sand, Soundview, and added 3 hydrants. So we went up from 20 to 23 hydrants, $20.60 a month if we could buy them, and that'd be wonderful, but we can't. And the linear feet increased from 20,284 to 24,000, call it 600.
A mile?
Almost. 5,280 is a mile, so.
I know.
4 miles. And I guess Pura gave them a rate increase from, let's see, 0.104 to 122. So all told, it looks like we will be paying $42,696, call it $42,700 versus the prior year. They have a couple of other calculations in there, little adjustments and so forth, but it's about a 24% increase between the added equipment and the rate increase. So it looks a little light on the sheet. It might be 42.7. Nicole, did you do the math?
I got 42.7 for the projected amount of last line,
Yeah,
all added up.
42.7.
When you go down and read some of their notes, it does say that they can increase by more, you know. I would round up to 45 to be safe, but that's up to you.
For what?
45,000.
Just because they have discretion over what they charge.
Yeah.
Well, aren't they locked in for the year, though?
It says projected monthly charge, and then it tells you some other stuff below. If you want to go 42.7, I'm just always nervous. But that's up to you.
I don't know if they can change it, but maybe they can.
Should it be based?
We didn't get billed for the new equipment until now.
True. But there'll be another increase come May, or April or May, whenever they change it.
Right.
It looks like July.
It looks like it increases in July, so should it just be 12 times that July number for next year?
85 to 112.
No, because there's certain times of the year that they increase it. And it's usually like October, November, and then like April or May. And I don't know that they'll go by this, they might go by this. I don't know. They seem to always get increases during, not by much, a couple $100, you know, per month extra.
So do we do 44?
If you feel like spending all that, yeah.
Well, we're not going to spend it if we don't get billed.
I don't know.
Well, I want to make a motion.
I'll make a motion for 44, kind of splits the difference of...
Let's see if it passes. Okay, is there a second? 44,000?
Second.
A second. Any further discussion? We'll move to a vote. All those in favor for 44,000 for fire protection, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Great. Motion carries. So, table and emergency management, fire marshal. The other things that we tabled last week were minutes, done. Salaries, we kind of fill in one by one. And that's it. Okay, great. That's progress. Other business, we did decide to move the meeting from the 22nd to the 15th, given where the school break falls this year. So next week, 7 p.m.
So everything that was scheduled for the 22nd will be done on the 15th?
That's correct. And Michelle checked with fire department. Yep. That's going to be March, yep. Yep, please.
As I probably told you before, the audit is due date on 12/31. We had a 30-day extension, and actually our auditors did come out the last week and meaning it was finished, but when they go back with a finished product, they have to go through a series of quality reviews, and they were so backed up through the staffing that they couldn't get it out by then. So I requested another extension through February 28th.
Is it in partner review yet or no?
Is it in partner review?
Yeah.
Well, the partner was one of the ones that came out.
Oh.
But it has to go to a quality review department.
Oh.
You know, like an independent part of their company, so we go through that, and then we usually back and forth, so.
Yeah.
So we're still on hold. The state has extended that filing, so it's not something that's going to be detrimental.
Yeah. Does it feel like end of February is gonna happen?
It should.
Yeah. Okay.
I just haven't put it on anything yet. Okay. I don't know what their schedule is, they've lost that, and I don't know when that year comes. Okay, thank you.
All right.
To visual, the American Rescue Plan Committee voted to recommend for lead right their request for the total ARP funding, which equates to $21,622.15. We're trying to figure out whether this can be done. There was one interpretation that if it's a line item already in the budget, that funding could be done without a town meeting. So we'll see if that's the case, that needs to be confirmed. But that's the only one that the committee recommended be actually funded. As you all know, there are a number of things. Shoreline soup is in our budget, as well as a number of these other ones, so we'll have to see what transpires. But I think we'd feel more comfortable having some sort of a town meeting blessing on a plan, as opposed to doing these things onesie-twosies.
Yeah.
So the big picture, we might want to do that. So if this is agreed by council or whomever that it's okay to do, I guess the money's in the account. It really doesn't need specific approval unless they say so by the Board of Finance. We'll see what the parameters are. And the other thing is that the selectmen approved single source vendors, a few of them, so that we'll get that list back to you. It's the same list as you provided to us, but that was approved at the meeting last night.
Great. All right. Anybody else? Good stuff. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
At a record time.
Yeah, I was dreading time. Motion to adjourn?
We'll be getting back to the selectmen's report again, you know?
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll chew up some time.
Thank you very much, guys.
We had a great one.